Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, all the judges and all teachers. Before I start my argument in here, I would like to introduce myself first. So my name is Aliya, first speaker from Smasantara as the team of cons in this motion. So we need to remember that we have the motion for today, and the motion is this House will decriminalize victimless crime. And we also have the definition of this motion. So victimless crime or victimless law means illegal activities that doesn't harm others, or even if so, is done consensually between the perpetrator and the victim. So we have the example in here, which is gambling, drug consumption, and prostitution. We need to underline that the definition itself called the victimless crime as an illegal activities which is damage something, and we will talk about it in my argument. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, the pro teams, the pro house said that the law is not proportional from the government and the society, and they want to use the society also the rehabilitation to fix these criminal lives, because they also said that go to jail means they name this criminal as criminal. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we need to remember that the jail function itself is to isolate the perpetrator to make sure they won't do the same thing in the future, because there's no guarantee that when they still go outside the jail, they won't do the same thing, the same crime in their surrounding. That's why we need the jail to help them, to isolate them, to make them become better. And also, I underline something because they also said that when these criminals go to jail, it means we name them as criminal. But I can say that, ladies and gentlemen, the society, the surrounding of this criminal knows that they did illegal activities. And when the society knows what they do, what they did, what their crime record, it will lead to discrimination. So it has no difference between go to jail and name as criminal, and when they don't go to jail and let the society help them to get their rehab. Also, I underline something that this criminal is not only from the low-income community, because we need to remember that gambling and drug consumption needs money, which means that this type of crime also include the high-income community as the criminals. And when the low-income community do this type of crime, they need a lot of money for the gambling and drug consumption. For example, it means it able to lead them to do the victim crime. That's why I can say that what the pro team, the pro house said is not related. Also, the pro house said that their solution able to give more income for low income community, because the low income community need burdened by the tax pay, so that they do this victimless crime, which is, I can say that not real, because tax is from our people to our people, and it is unfair when these victimless criminals get money from the government to help their lives, meanwhile the other needs to work hard to eat every day, because there's a lot of people out there who still needs to work every day without doing this victimless crime. It shows how unfair the solution will be when the government really do it in the future. And as what I say in the earlier, the victimless crime itself called refers to illegal activities that doesn't harm other, or even if so is done consensually between the perpetrator and the victim. And we need to underline that this crime called illegal activities because it is damage something and more likely damage the country. For example, gambling and prostitution, also deter consumption, damage the economy of the country. That's why it cannot called victimless crime because it damage something. And the damage is usually not the low damage but also the high damage. That's why we need to do something. We need to be brave with this crime, even though it has no victim at all. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.